Thank you, Cathaoirleach. First of all, I want to start today by welcoming the government decision last week to allow people between 18 and 34 to avail of the one-shot Johnson & Johnson or Janssen vaccine today in pharmacies. I think it's a really welcome development in the rollout of the vaccine programme. And I want to compliment Senator Chambers on her work last week in terms of opposing a two-tier reopening for younger people, particularly hospitality workers. I have no problem with having a two-tier reopening if people refuse to take a vaccine, but I think it's very unfair to put people into a situation where we're having a two-tier reopening who haven't got the opportunity. And I hope that people between the ages of 18 and 34 avail of the 800 pharmacies around the country that are offering that vaccine. And I think it's very welcome that, particularly amongst our younger population, that there doesn't seem to be a great rush of vaccine hesitancy and people actually want to get it. And I think that combined in the autumn with a rollout of antigen testing will be a significant armoury against the spread of the Delta virus for us to be able to get back to somewhat normality and people to be able to resume their life and resume their jobs. The second issue I want to raise, Leader in Cathaoirleach, is the very worrying signs that I hear from government in terms of the reform of the SHD process and kite flying around making people more financially liable for judicial reviews that are taken. The SHD process hasn't worked in terms of planning. It is delaying the delivery of houses, which was not what it was intended to do. But the very basis of that is because the only opportunity for appeals of bad decisions, of bad planning, are for local residents to go to the court system, which is cumbersome, long and expensive. What we need to do is, rather than look at ways to limit judicial reviews, is actually looking to get back to a system of a planning process that engages local communities while encouraging the need for the development of housing. I think you have this situation developing because people are feeling, their voices are feeling very, very powerless, and it isn't achieving what it needed. But from all the indications that I'm hearing are replacing the SHD system with something that's more restrictive in terms of courts. What we need to do is have a proper, open, democratic, robust planning decision and have people buy in to the delivery of houses. Most people don't want to oppose housing within their local communities. Most people don't want to end up having to take judicial reviews. But it's not unreasonable for people to be able to go through a process where they have some of their concerns listened to. And if it is blatant NIMBYism, then that won't be listened to, because it has to be within the parameters of the Planning and Development Acts. But I do think it's reasonable that people have a say of what is sustainable development in their local communities, and I think it would be a regressive step if that's what we are going to do. Thank you.